fatigue analysis. So we can calculate the number of cycles a material can withstand under different conditions. So it's very unique software and very reliable also. So if you are also doing some sort of multi-body simulation, then we can integrate SIMPAC along with other 4 softwares. So usually you will get all these softwares. So depending upon your requirement, you can choose even a single GUI, even a single software. So today we will only talk about Abaqus. We will not talk about the rest of the software. So talking about Abaqus, it's completely a FEA software, and it is purely designed for multiphysics analysis. So if you see the first block, which is highlighting linear as well as non-linear analysis, and sorry, it also cover implicit as well as explicit analysis. You can also solve a contact nonlinearity, fractures, composite, co-simulation. So I wanted to give you like a brief idea that what type of analysis you can execute in Abaqus, and in between the presentation session, definitely I will open Abaqus environment and I will show you how it look like. So this is the pictorial representation, or we can say a flow chart, which completely highlighting you the different types of bodies are joined together in FEA analysis. So if you see that you can import any type of CAD geometry. If you see this one, CAD system, so you can import any type of geometry, and then you can perform translation also, like a Boolean operation or some sort of thing, and then you can perform your analysis using Abaqus solver. And if you are interested in merging Abaqus with another third-party software like LSDyna, ANSYS, Fluent, or COMSOL, you can also do that. So we have a third-party preprocessor also. So it's basically integrated software. When I say integrated, it means you can do pre-processing, you can do post-processing, and you can do solver to solve the partial differential equation into finite element equations. So it's a completely integration software. So like I said previously, in Abaqus we have a different type of software. Yeah. Hello.
Sir, you can continue.
Okay, if you have any question, you can stop me in between. Okay. Okay, so in Abaqus we have 3 different standard software. Abaqus standard. Let me make it pointer. Wait. Okay, so we have Abaqus standard, which is a general purpose FEA software, and you can do all type of structural as well as non-structural applications. We have second software called Abaqus Explicit. Explicit is specifically designed for highly dynamic event. Something under the effect of motion, or something highly dynamic in nature. For example, something is falling under the effect of gravity. So water is falling from the canal, or some dynamic event. So when you do something like that, you can choose Abaqus Explicit. It is purely designed for such things. And the third one is Abaqus CAE, which is also look similar like Abaqus standard, but it is purely designed for almost all type of things. So when you buy like a standard Abaqus softwares, we usually give Abaqus standard or we give Abaqus/CAE. We don't recommend Abaqus Explicit until or unless it is highly dynamic. Okay, now comes to the how Abaqus look like. So the window you see is basically a graphical user interface window. So when you open the Abaqus, you will have a window something like this. So everything is, can be changed, everything can be altered, everything can be switched. So, I mean, it can be customized. So if you are familiar with the coding, or if you don't like some feature, you can easily change the, the design, you can change the features. So everything can be done and everything is possible. Okay, so very key point about Abacus is that it has a modern graphical user interface. When I say modern, it means it include almost all type of material model, whether it is related to civil problems, automobile problems, rubber problems. So we have a list of developers and scientific research engineers from different stream. They are constantly looking for new material model. If there is some new inventions, or so automatically they do some updates, and you have all the latest material model inbuilt in Abacus. So you don't have to worry about creating new coding system or something like that. Everything is inbuilt. Uh, Second unique point in Abacus is that everything is pre-planned, because we have a module system in Abacus. So we have like 9 module. If you see: part, property, assembly, step, interaction, load, mesh. So you don't have to make any extra effort. You just have to follow this module. First go to part, create your design, and then go to property, define your material model. Then you go to assembly, go to step, interaction, load, mesh. Okay, so now I am going to open my GUI just to give you a feeling how you can work in Abacus. So I'm going to stop my this presentation session. Let me open Abacus. Yeah. Okay, so okay, please confirm if my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, so uh, first, if you want to open the Abacus, there are three technique. First technique is go to start menu and look for Dassault system folder. If you have already installed the Abacus, then you will see one folder called Dassault system Simulia Abacus. You need to click that folder. Under the folder, you will see option called Abacus CAE. You can click it, it will automatically open. Second option is there will be icon of Abacus on your desktop. So you can double click it, it will automatically open. And third technique is, which is quite common between programmers, which is using CMD through command prompt. So you can go to CMD, type Abacus space CAE. I'm repeating it again, Abacus space CAE. Or if you have a multiple version of Abacus, then you can type ABQ 2019 space CAE. Or you can type ABQ 2020 if you have 2020 version, ABQ 2020 space CAE. So in this way, you can open exactly the version that you are looking for. So once you open, you have a screen in front of you, which is purely a Abacus screen. So first you will have this small screen, which clearly indicate that which type of analysis you want to execute. So like if you click standard explicit, then you will do all type of structural and non-structural analysis. If you click electromagnetic model, then you will execute radiation or wave analysis. Automatically name suggests that. So I will go with the first one. And once you click, then your window completely set for those analysis. So this window is graphical user interface. So now you have this module, like I said previously, part, property, assembly, interaction, load, mesh, optimization, job, visualization, sketch. I will not go with the theory. I will first execute one simple problem here just to give you idea. So let's say I wanted to create simple cantilever beam. Okay, so I will not follow or look these features on the top of this GUI or on the left of the GUI. I will just follow this module. That's it, nothing else. So first is your part. When you click part, you have these features, multiple features. And when you go to property, this feature will change according to the module. When you click assembly, the feature will change. When you click step, this feature will change. So if you know these steps, these modules, automatically you will learn the complete abacus. Then you don't have to follow this left tree model or result, because most of the things will cover under these things. Okay, so first go to module, and you have these two feature on the top of module called create part or create manager. I will directly go to create part. I will write the name beam modeling 3D deformable solid and extrusion, because the model we are going to create is three-dimensional. It is a three deformable model. Deformable means when you apply load and it's get deformed, and the shape we are giving is solid extrusion, basic drawing. And this 200 is basically the size of the sheet. Size means, like, the grid size, like in notebook we have grids. So similarly it's a default 200. And the one more important point in abacus is that there is no unit. There is no unit, so it is unitless. So abacus completely works on the principle of garbage in, garbage out. So whatever you give the information, abacus will use that information and process it. So you cannot blame abacus. You have to blame for yourself if you do some sort of mistake. So everything is depends on you. So whatever unit you are using, it should be consistent. If you are using a SI system, so it should be SI throughout the analysis, like inches, millimeter, something like that. Okay, so now I will click continue. And once you click continue, you will see this screen. So now this screen is your 200 by default. It can be millimeter, it can be centimeter, because there is no unit. So now I will create simple cylinder. So for cylinder, I will go with the center, like create circle, and I will click, unclick, and then you will see this option called done. Click the done, and then automatically abacus will generate small window, which is basically a notification window. And now they are asking for the depth. So okay, I will define 100. It can be 100 centimeter, millimeter, up to you. So we have now a three-dimensional cylinder. So I wanted to create basically a cantilever. Anyway, it's in circular form, doesn't matter. We will fix it from this side, and instead of cantilever beam, we can perform crush analysis, like fix from the bottom side and pressure from the top side. Okay, so now we have created the part. I will not follow any other. Okay, anyway, we can do partition, which is very important. So if you see here, this, I mean, automatically you can take your mouse to the icon. It will show you the information related to that. So now it is saying partitioning cell. So click the cell, and then you will have these three features on the bottom of your screen, which basically tell you that how you want to do partition. So I will go with the normal to edge, which is very simple and straightforward. Just select the edge, and automatically 3 points will generate, and you can select any of the point, and automatically it will ask you for the partition. So everything is automatic. Again, I will do select, done, normal to edge, select, done, partition. Okay, So now we have defined the circular cylinder into 4 parts, symmetrical parts. And now what we will do, instead of going to the second module, let's create some surfaces. For example, if you go on the top, there are features, file. Okay, I will not go with the tool one, then it will be little bit complex. I will just follow the module like I said previously. Okay, in part we have just used these two options, create part and partitioning. Now switch to property. In property, I will go with the first option, create material. I will choose, let's say aluminum properties. So we will do simple elastic test. So you already know that for elastic, we need simple 2 or 3 properties. One is density, Young modulus and Poisson ratio. We can also do with the Young modulus and Poisson ratio, but we can include density also. So we will define the density here. Density of aluminium, I think 2.7 e raised to the power -10, I guess. Please correct me if I'm wrong. This is just for testing purpose. We can switch it later on. Okay, so we have defined the density. Second is your elasticity. So I think Young modulus of aluminum is 68200 and Poisson ratio 0.3. Okay, so we have defined it, and we have defined it as a isotropic. So if you want to do as a orthotropic, you can do that. But for orthotropic, you need the different values, D1, D2, D3, D4, but we are not interested. We don't have those values. So I will just go with simple isotropic. So if you have fail stress, fail strain, you can also apply. I will just choose simple properties. Click OK. And now the main thing is when you do property specification, then you need to follow these 3 steps in module property because they are synchronizedly designed in that way. So we have already executed the first one. Now the second is create section. Section is very important because it will tell you that what type of geometry you are defining. So it is homogeneous completely. We will click continue. Automatically it will take aluminum material. Click OK. And now the third is assign the section. So click the assign section and select the geometry and click done. As soon as you click OK, it will turn into green color. So now it means you have defined the section and you have assigned the section. So if you want to see this color coding, you can also see that on the top of it, we have a color code dialog. So I will click this one. So automatically you will see here, green color means you have assigned the section. If it is in red, it means you did not assign the section. So this is basically just to be honest that if you are doing correct or not. And by module, you can switch between different color code. So it's one of the unique feature. So let's say if you have part, now it's only one part, but if you have like engine assembly or like some sort of manufacturing component, then this color code usually help. And at the time of reporting or research article publications, we need those colorful pictures, and this feature is really useful under such conditions. So now we have executed these two part, property and part. Now we will go to the third module, which is assembly. So when you click assembly, automatically you will have features. So I will go with the first one, create instance. And when you click instance, you have this small window. So if you have like 100 parts, all 100 parts will be there. So now we have only one, which is a beam. Automatically you can click OK, and then you have the part. So we don't have to go with the more features in assembly because there is no much here. So I will go with the step. The fourth module. Step is one of the main in Abaqus. because here you define the physics basically. It is a linear, non-linear, contact, non-linearity, geometrical, material, and so on and so on. So go to the first one, create step. And when you click step, you will have a list of analysis type. So if you click journal, under general you have these steps. So this session is purely a soil structure interaction analysis. So most of the time you might be dealing with mass diffusion, soil, and so on. So if you click linear perturbation, you have this specific analysis. So we are not going to deal with linear. I will just go with the general one, and then I will go with static analysis. Click continue, and then you have a new window in which you have to define the time period. So either you can let it like a default, which is a 1 second, or you can define 100 second. So I will choose here default setting, and NLGeo means non-linear geometry. So if you believe that there is a huge amount of non-linearity in your geometry, then I would prefer to switch on. But if you are not believe there is, sort of non-linearity, then let it at off. And when you do on, it's better to use some damping factor. Again, second is your incrementation. We will talk about that later on. Abacus have very unique features. So whatever time you define, they automatically divide the time period into small steps. And third is your other, which is completely giving you the freedom to choose different solution technique. So we can either opt for Newton-Raphson or Causey-Newton. These are basically purely a numerical technique. You might have already known, or some might be working on such numerical techniques. So we will not go in that detail. Let it now choose as it is default, full Newton-Raphson method, and I will click OK. So once you click the OK, it means you have defined the physics. Whatever we have executed so far, every from this side. If you see, we have a second one is result, model and result. So when you click model, all the informations can be extracted from here also. Secondly, when you we have two more feature also on the step, create a field output or create history output. We will talk about that later. And then we have interactions. Obviously when we have two bodies there is interaction, but here we don't have interaction, so we will not include. We will directly switch to load. In load we will define, let's say, like I said previously, we will define pressure on the one side. Click continue. So you can press shift and then click the surface and then click done, and here you can define the magnitude and click OK. So now you see the arrow, so it is pointing in Z direction. So if you use minus sign, then the direction of arrow will automatically change. And then the bottom part, we will fix it. So under load, I mean beneath the load, we have a next feature called create boundary condition. I will click it, and then we have a number of boundary condition. So most of the time, specifically when you do soil structure analysis, we usually you implement symmetry boundary conditions or anti-symmetry. So I will use the same one. Click continue. So I will select bottom surfaces, press shift, select all, click done. And then we have this small window feature. So every command represent different meaning. So the first one is representing X symmetry. So if you have cut the model in four part, like in two parts or in 8 parts, and if you are using only symmetrical part or quadrant part, then you have to use these conditions, symmetrical conditions. For example, if you have a cake, we normally, what we assume, we divide the cake, birthday cake, into multiple parts depending upon the relatives or friends, and we assume that everyone is having a equal amount of cake. So similarly, we will use the basic, we will divide this geometry. And why we do such things? Because we wanted to have less number of elements. So less number of elements means less time and higher efficiency in FEA results. So, but here we don't have that big model. I will just go with Encastre and click OK. So Encastre means you have fixed this part. You have restricted the motion. So now it is 0 degree of freedom. So there is no rotational translation motion in any direction. So now we have defined load. Now we will switch to mesh, which is also important, and we will talk about that in detail in meshing. So Abacus is having a very powerful meshing tool. Even it's critical geometry, but within a fraction of second we can execute mesh. So we have this straightforward feature, so which is called as a seed part. I will click it, and as soon as you click it, you have this small window icon, which basically telling you that your part is dependent part. So we have to make it independent. There are two ways. One is go to here on the left hand side, click on your assembly and click on the instance, click right here and then make it independent. Or instead of going here, you can directly go to part on the top and make it green. So now it is independent. And now click seed part and it will ask you for the size, the element size. So I will choose 5.2 default size, click apply and click OK. And under this seed part, beneath this one, we have another feature called mesh part. I will click it and click yes. So you see, like within a fraction of a second, you can execute or create part. And now we have mesh. Finally, we can go to job or we can go to optimization. We don't have any optimization here. So go to the job, click the first part, create job, click continue. We have a few features, like if you want to optimize the memory, and if you have a large number of processor and you want to utilize only few, then you can use such features. But these features are useful when you have like a big model, but under such conditions like we are doing now, we don't have to do much things. So I will just let it like a default and click OK. As soon as you click OK, we have created the part, everything else. Now right click job. Either you can submit the model for solver, or you can do data check. Data check we usually do when you have like a millions of nodes. It basically saves your time, but under small model conditions we can use submit. So click submit. So if everything is going smooth, then we will be able to solve the model. If there is any error, we usually have a small window in which you can see the error. So now you see we have job 1 aborted. So you can go to monitor. It says too many attempt made for this increment. So it means there is some sort of problem in your step definition. We can either go to module step, or we can directly go to step and right click and go to edit. And now we can, so now you see we have defined the NL geom. So it basically telling you that there is geometrical effects is on. Either we have to remove it or we have to define the damping factor. So I will just let it as off and click OK. And now we will submit it again with the same technique. So this is, I mean, the thing I'm showing you is basic procedure. I mean, most of the time you have to follow the same technique, but sometimes when you do critical analysis, then we have to define something different. So now it's completed. So it means we have executed the analysis. So right click here and go to result. So when you click result, automatically you have new window, and you can click this plot contour, click animations. Let me reduce this. Okay, so wait, where is this? Okay, so now yes, okay, let me, so we have this animation option here. So we can basically reduce or not reduce, either we can slow or we can fast the animation. So when we can define the mode also, loop, forward, such things. So I mean, this is going way fast. We are not interested for that much. So now the main point here is I wanted to show is these are the values. So this basically representing you the stress values. So I mean, now you see this is more real. Uh, so the mesh is quite coarse anyhow. So the red value is representing your stress values. So the red value is representing 2.32 megapascals because we have defined SI units for aluminum properties. So blue is representing different. So if you feel this background color is not suitable, so we can go to view, graphic options, solid, white. Okay, so now this looks better. Uh, so we have like a different features in post processing, like choosing the free edges. Okay, and we usually need graphical. We basically plot graphs by using such values. So we have also those features. Go to results and we can choose that. Okay, we can discuss that later on. The main intention is I wanted to show you that how you can do pre-processing as well as post-processing all together. And solver part is behind the screen, which is very frequent as you see. So it's a very straightforward, and any question if you have any until now, please stop me. Otherwise, I will switch to presentation again. Okay. Okay. So now at least you have the feeling that how you can work in modern graphical user interface, and how we can solve simple to complex problems within a fraction of minutes. So everything is pre-planned, and everything is organized in a very well manner. So talking about in detail, so we have like a 9 different module like we discussed, and each module is having a detailed description. So we will talk about that. So the first thing is your part. under part, we have, before going to start the part, let me show you the basic things. Like we have a model tree and result tree. Model tree is purely your pre-processing, because whatever the raw material or the definition you are giving to your geometry or your analysis, you need under so model, we have already shown you how we can execute simple FEA model. So we all know that a model means what? Model means it's a pre-processing part, and which contain mostly material property, assembly, steps, interaction, load, boundary condition, meshing. So it is a complete assembly. Talking about the very unique feature. So for example, if you go to your Abacus GUI, on the top of GUI, you will see this feature: file, model, viewport, view. And when you go to import part, then you have these four features: sketch, part, assembly, model. So if you have a simple CAE model, then you can go to model, or if you have a geometry, then you can go to part, and if you have a sketch, you can like DXF format, then you can go to sketch. And if you have like a assembly, like you see in the slide, user A, user B, then you can go to assembly. So I mean, everything can be in import in Abacus, but there are certain parameters and the geometry repair features that we have to fulfill in order to compile the format with the Abacus. One of the unique feature in Abacus is that we can create script in Python and we can run it. Of course, it is not necessary to learn Python programming to use Abacus. But if you have like a basic knowledge about the syntax, and we can certainly help you, and we can also recommend you. And I mean, there are already several books available on Python programming. So Python basically programming give you more freedom than interactive version of Abacus. The second thing is we have different files that will automatically generate besides CA file. So we have RPV file, JNL or .rc. RPV, JNL is not useful for like for one time or two time user, but if you're a frequent user of FE, then these two files usually play a lot, I mean, very important. So RPV file basically saved all your mistakes or like like small error that you usually encounter during FEA. And journal file is basically necessary to create your current safe model, and RAC is your uh, all command to recreate the model database. So it basically, when you save any CE model, you can create one folder in which you can save your CE folder, and simultaneously these file will automatically generate next to your CA model. So starting with Abacus, like I said, there are three ways. Either you can click the double icon, or you can use command prompt, or you can go to start menu. Other than that, you can create the work directory. So this feature also comes under file section. go to file and go